Okay, everyone, thank you again, Beck. So I'm really happy to see the interest of all these partners today. Okay, so objectives are the in-between milestone. So I'll be just making sure whether I'll be able to find the best shape of the tank bottom, whether I'll be able to ensure the construction method, how I'm going to cast it, what could be the mold for me to cast. I'm going to work with some wood structure to cast it, or something like some other material. Is that steel for me to cast it in the plastic? So that's making me, that's guiding me, that's making sure myself whether I'm in a correct path. So I'll be looking into the methodology, the method that I'm applying here. So I'm making some in between milestone, in between steps to reach to the final point. So I want to make sure whether I will be able to reach to the final point. That is the target I'm looking at here. Okay. So research is based on assumptions about how the world is perceived, about how we can best come to understand it, and disprove the hypothesis. That is basically the research. So you're looking into that. You are looking into this. Answer is the research question. So this gentleman, world famous. Now we all are getting our night as day with the light because of this gentleman. So he has proven. I think this is what I just got from internet. It could be 1,000 times. He has proven that 1,000 times how he can fail in making a bulb. The last opportunity, last occasion only, he managed to get the best working model. So it's not just having a single bulb. Instead, that he has shown that 999 times how it can get failed. That he was keep on checking his hypothesis for 1,000 times to reach his target. That is how it has been happened. So there are different type of research. If I get quickly, quantitative research and qualitative research and mixed method. Mostly now we are getting mixed method, mixed research. Quantitative means you are looking into some numbers, some statistics, something. Quantitative methodology allow you to systematically measure variables and test hypotheses. Quantitative data are measures of values or counts. So I'll be looking into my tank. Should I make it as 45-degree angle, or should I make it as 60 or 30? What is the thickness of the bottom of the tank? That is the research question I would ask. That is, then I'm going and looking into these figures and making it happen, do the calculations, all is happening. Or is there something qualitative? So one good question to ask at this moment: how often you are taking eggs for your meal? So the Sri Lankan society, how often people are consuming eggs for their meal? So that's something you might be going and asking something semi-qualitative question. One would come and tell, okay, I'll be having weekly, I'll be having some occasionally. It could be something rare for me because now egg is very expensive for me. So then affordability, how affordable we are to do this particular activity. That's another question. That's something not going with very much in detail, like in figures, numbers. Instead, you will be going with a questionnaire survey. You'll be asking some questions. How often you are having eggs? One might tell, I've been very rare for me to have it. So that is something different. So there could be qualitative or quantitative research, or that probably most of the research we find as mixed research coming with both. So as I said, the research has to be smart. The SMART stand for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So instead of realistic, someone called it as relevant. It could be either way. So my research, if I want to make it as to come as a smart research, so that is what I'm all the way telling. You must have to have a problem existing around yourself or around someone known to you. That is why how that you can make it as a smart research. So please make sure to have a smart research. So if you make a very good, if you identify a very good research problem, that will bring you everything good. So if I just summarize this all, whatever I discussed in that 40 minutes time, scientific method, step one, come up with the hypothesis about an issue that interests you, answering the problem, looking into a question to answer this problem, and bring up a sort of idea, hypothesis. Step 2, test the hypothesis with experiments in order to try and disprove it. Step 3, if you disprove the hypothesis, then modify the hypothesis or come up with a new one and try to disprove it again, as the guy who has done this, Thomas Alva Edison. So how he has disproved 999 times and come up with the last which cannot be disproved. Step 4, if you tried everything you can think of to disprove the hypothesis, then you can assume the hypothesis provisionally true. Result, by using the scientific method, you have gained some new knowledge about the world. So research ethics, then all the way, finally, ethics are there. You can present this ethics in different ways. So one way that we can understand, maintain a precise record of your all research activities. For me, my supervisor, when I was doing my PhD, asked me, you must have to have a very clear notebook. All whatever you are doing has to be written on top of that. You have to write all whatever your observations. The new innovations came not because of the final targeted outcome, but somewhere there in between you might be having some unforeseen thing, unexpected things. You might be getting very much surprised to see that. So those data, those information might be written somewhere there in between. So that is where that you can come up with new innovation. That is how the world has got new innovations. So ethics, don't copy, don't don't go and try to insult someone. Don't try to explore and make it publicly available for everyone. Some secrets maybe, those are not nice for us. So we have to make it as maintain the confidentiality. So respect all intellectual properties. During your research on animals and trees, treat them with respect, care, and empathy. So these are the things that we are keeping as ethics. Ethics are the good things that we have to follow. So research projects, if I just take all this, research topic has to be there. You have to identify the research problem question. Then you have to have the research method, theoretical approach strategy. Then research method has to be in detail. So you have to have research proposal. Then you have to have your literature review. Very, very important for us to go for the literature review, because they are all the way telling that don't reinvent the wheel. Wheel is there already. We don't want to go and make it again. So you have to find something sort of way to modify the wheel. Okay. So then design the experiment, go with the data collection, input and validate it, validate your data, analyze your data, and finally discuss and conclude your results. So your hypothesis being tested and tested and tested until you make it as something cannot be make as false. That is what you are trying. That is why your target. Finally, all this will bring you the final submission, your research submission, your research report. So this is what the whole journey that what we have to take up. Thank you very much, everyone. Again, I'm so happy, so glad to see this number of people with me today. Student, teachers, all you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's time for us to get a couple of questions now. So I don't know whether you can ask the questions either in Sinhala or English as you find comfortable for you, and we can have all whatever we can share, whatever I know. If I fail anything like to answer you, I will be definitely getting back you through Rasika Miss. So I am not a person knows all, so that all the way everyone is like that in the world now. These subjects are being evolved very, very rapidly. So you as an expert, you have to know where you can find the information. You can't just keep everything in your mind. Instead, that what you have to know is that how can you find the information, from whom and from where you can find the information. That is what you have to know. Okay, so let's have a couple of questions.
ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න පුළුවන්. අපි මෙතන දුවල පුතාලත් සහභාගී වෙලා ඉන්න නිසා ඔයාලට මොනවා හරි තේරුම් නැති දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. ඔයාලට මේක හොඳ අවස්ථාවක්. මේක දැන් හරිනම් මේ වෙනකොට පාසල් මට්ටමින් ප්‍රොපෝසල් දෙන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි 30 වෙනිදා වෙනකොට තමයි කලාපයට බාර දෙන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් පාසලෙන් පුළුවන් නම් කල් ඉල්ල ගන්න. තවදුරටත් ඔබගේ පරීක්ෂණ යෝජනාවලිය සකස් කරගන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ වෙලාව කරගන්න ඔබට අවස්ථාවක් කරගන්න තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ඔක්කොම විසඳ ගන්න. ස්පෙෂලි මම හිතන්නේ මේ නිකවැරදිය zone එකේ මధుවන්ති ජයසේකර මිස් ලොග් වෙලා ඉන්නව නේද?
Yes,
කලාප
I'm,
අධ්‍යක්ෂතුමිය.
yes, I'm there. I'm the subject director of that research thing. So it is very clear to me today's presentation, and I like to give that ideas also in Sinhala to the people who wanted to my zone. I mean the students. So thank you very much, Dr. Veeragoda, for that.
Should I get something in Sinhala? Madam, you are going to make it present it in Sinhala, some explanation?
No. I got. I'm the director of English also, so
Okay.
I can give that in yes in the students in my zone. I give that message in Sinhala. So
Okay,
I
madam.
got it. Got all the points. So thank you
madam.
very much for that.
Okay, right, nice, good, yeah.
Ms. Madhuvanti, what about your teachers? Have they logged here?
Yes. I asked some English teachers also to join because then they also can give that message to the students.
අපේ පුතාල දුවලට මුකුත් ප්‍රශ්න නැද්ද? දැනගන්න ඕනේ නැද්ද මුකුත්?
And one question, Dr. Veeragoda.
Yeah.
Now this research proposal will be on water sanitation and something related to water and sanitary things. So
Yeah.
can you give some examples? Now here also we have some problems with water and the purity of water. Can you suggest some examples for the areas we can do?
Yeah, so that's a good question for someone to think of. Yeah, because there are, I mean, like what madam is telling. So what sort of problems we as a society facing right now? So someone is asking whether I can share my presentation. I'll email this to Ms. Rasika. I think Ms. Rasika having already my presentation with herself. So Rasika Miss can send that to all other participants today. So please, I hope that Rasika Miss can do it. So on behalf of me, myself, because I don't find email addresses. So Rasika Miss will send that to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will do it.
Thank you, Rasika Miss. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so what the common problems that we are facing in Nikavaretia? I have a big issue because a lot of people living in Nikavaretia having water from coming with pipe-borne water. So not pipe-borne water, but the well water. Most of the people living in rural areas, they are having
and
water.
Some water from tanks also, sir.
Yes, madam. Yeah. So this means the normal lakes and all. That's what you mean? Those are the lakes that I suppose you refer.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this, yeah, definitely. So someone would ask, someone would question, how can we have a simple domestic water treatment facility for us? So in Sri Lanka, there are water filters which does not find any sort of Sri Lankan standard. There's no any domestic treatment facility, domestic water treatment plant, domestic system coming with Sri Lankan standards. So you have different ideas. You can try something. I did some work in Anuradhapura Medavachi. I got chicken bone cha. Chicken bone means whatever the bone that you are getting after consuming chicken, you can burn it, you can heat it somewhere like up to 250 degrees Celsius, and then after that you can cover with some lid the container, and you can heat it again back to get little bit high temperature. You can reach about 400 500 degrees Celsius. So that makes me something charcoal with chicken bone. It is done in the whole world in different ways, so that you can wash it well, and you can have a sort of filter material that will help us to remove fluoride in our water. There are a lot of research done. I have published some papers. So one simple idea, because our area, the duck wells, all these tube wells carry a lot of fluoride. So what is the fluoride standard? It's 1 in Sri Lankan milligram per liter. So if you are getting anything more, that you can try. So something like that, you may have lake water coming with some algal taste. So when you have lake water, algae is growing, that's getting some taste. We call geosmin, MIB, that's the chemical that we find. So that is where that you find this, the taste is coming. So we can try with some homemade, domestically done charcoal. So we call the activated carbon. So this activated carbon can be produced country like Thailand. The rural scale people, they are just making activated carbon in their household level by using timber. Timber will be a nice solution for us to go and make activated carbon. So that timber material may come in as activated carbon, can remove a lot of dissolved matter in water, dissolve organics in water, your pesticides from water, because we have a big issue with glyphosate and all. There are 4 different chemicals banned recently by the government, coming as with the health issues. The Nicovarity also, I know that is suffering from CKDU, chronic kidney disease. So people might be asking, is there something based on water consumption, or is there something else? You can go and do a quick research, some questionnaire survey with the patients and non-patients. All the way when you are doing a research, you have to have a control where you don't find the problem, but they are facing the same issue. Then you can compare, look into the society and see, understand what exactly happening here. So that control will help us to understand that way. Okay, I'll be picking a society we call cohort study. I'll take in some people living in CKD area, some people living in non-CKD area. Then I'll be going and making a questionnaire survey asking whether you got snake biting, because that getting some load of toxins into your body that might be impacting your kidneys, or whether someone is consuming alcohol, tobacco regularly, whether someone is suffering from some other disease, or is there something like high blood pressure, hypertension we call, or sugar, or anything like that that you can think of. So then it's non-factor and all. So they are the one that you can make a question, make a research in that way. With the questionnaire itself, you are getting a lot of important informations. Last week, 2 weeks back, I was talking at this time to a team from California, USA. I was discussing about the hypothesis coming for CKDU. That the medical team were with me from California, Stanford University, I suppose. So then they were asking me whether is that airborne. When you are spraying agrochemicals, will there be a sort of possibility for me to inhale that agrochemical? So someone would asking. So they are going to do the research about the airborne cases, airborne pathways. Do you understand? This is known to you. You can go and do a research looking into people, how they are spraying agrochemicals. Are they opposing the wind direction, or they are in parallel to wind direction? Are they wearing a mask? How much percentage people have in mask? Then is there people who are directly involved in this agrochemical spraying, is the one most vulnerable for this? That question simple someone could ask. So likewise, there could be a lot of, and simple idea. Rainwater harvesting is very, very important sort of approach for us in water. Rainwater harvesting. How can I have this first 5-minute flushing out? because when you're having rainwater for after a long time, you have to flush out your roof well. Then you have to go with rainwater harvesting. You have to wash out your roof. You have to divert water out. So what could be the simple way? So is there a way for me to have a bowl, plastic bowl, having a tank? When the tank is filled in 10 minutes flow, then the bowl can go and trap in the mouth of the container. Then rest of the water can divert back. So this is where that we can think of. Okay, some ideas like that. I think you all having problems. We all are living with problems. All what you have to do, understand a good problem where you can find a nice, attractive solution. It should be realistic. It should be time bound. So time bound means if I got 1 week, I should be able to finish it within a week. If I got 10 weeks, I should be able to finish it within 10 weeks. That is what we call as time bound. I think, madam, I have answered you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Yes, I got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Are there any more questions? When ප්‍රශ්න මොකද නැද්ද?
It's a really good chance for all students to learn what is a research. If we start this at the school level, when I was doing my PhD in my career, I struggled a lot to understand what is a research, what is the research methodology. So take this as even important than your day-to-day subjects, because you might be studying for an exam. It will go out once after exam is done. But if you learn something for research, that will take with you, that will go with you throughout your life. You will be able to plan things in a good manner. So take this as very serious. I hope that the Education Department Ministry, this is a wonderful thing that you are doing, madam, all. So try this next time to get all our students to bring this idea, the research idea. It's a really, really fruitful thing for everyone. It's a wonderful sort of opportunity for our students.
I think we can wind up now, no? Thank you very much, Dr. Veragoda, and all the students and teachers who joined here. And you can get all these documents and recordings through our ministry website. Earlier recordings and circulars and all that. www.moi.gov.lk ministry website. Thank you, Rasika, Deputy Director from our branch, Ministry of Education. And I think Ms. Rukshika is also there. And all the coordinators, teachers and students to join this. And good night to all.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you.
special thanks to Ms. Madhuvanti also, because on her request, actually, we organized this session today. Thank you, Ms. Madhuvanti from Nikavarathiya zone. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
Doctor, will you please send me the recording?
Sure, Rasika,
later?
I'll share the recordings as well.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. If you really want to get another program, I'm so happy. This is really wonderful.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying. Thank you so much again. Okay.
Thank you so much, Doctor.